You do got money because look how many millions that you be showing us how much you got in your videos. He said it was all prop money.
It has been a pretty long time since we last caught up with my cousin, Tekashi 6ix9ine, and at this point it's been a whole 5 years since he was officially freed from his sentencing, which shocked the world.
Y'all could never cooperate with the government. Come back. Y'all could never do that. I'm a living legend at the age of 24 years old.
At that time, he was still arguably the most viral rapper online, coming off a string of hits that mirrored his idol 50 Cent in the early 2000s.
Tell him what you running.
New York Miles, right?
Tell him what you running.
And just like 50 back then, and laughed in your face if you had something to say about it.
Tekashi, what's going on with you and Alex? Are you guys really dating or you just trolling tripping?
I fucking shit out that girl.
You don't think telling people to suck your dick online got anything to do with it too?
Nah, I tell niggas suck my every day.
You know, my father used to always say, if you tell somebody to suck your man, you got to be ready to either kill or die.
Alright, and I'm ready to die, and I'm ready to kill.
Jesus Christ.
He constantly used social media as his main vehicle to go.
You know, I'm not the type of person that really gets impressed when rappers flaunt how much money they have in music videos or even Instagram videos. It's because that's what rappers do. They just be flexing and showing off how much money they got. What I'm more so impressed with is when they said it's time for you to pay your taxes, which everybody has to pay taxes, right? But for the way he flaunts online, he basically told them he ain't got no money. And when they responded to him, you do got money because look how many millions that you be showing us how much you got in your videos. He said it was all prop money.
His competition.
It is fuck 6ix9ine, it's fucking Treyway.
You right, man.
And talking the biggest crap of anyone in the rap game that was welcoming a lot of new stars at that time. And after Tekashi was released from prison, he would deny the FBI's witness protection offer. This obviously stunned most people, as many onlookers thought that he would never even be a free man again. In fact, Charlemagne said that he would do this if Tekashi ever got out.
If Tekashi 6ix9ine beats this case, I'll suck his dick. He don't even have to ask me.
Shit.
And it really seemed like 6ix9ine thought that things would just continue like they were before, and that he would go on to be some sort of mega star.
He already admitted it ahead of time. He probably did what he said he's going to do. That sounds crazy. I don't even want. Let's keep on going.
But that could not have been further from reality. His main issue was that most of his music before finding himself behind bars was about illegal activities involving guns, drugs, and basically presenting this persona as a tough gang leader from the streets who would not back down in any circumstance.
Police pull up on me, I don't know what happened. Police pull up on you, you gon' get the yapping.
So taking the stand and snitching on the entire operation was obviously going to affect the way that he was able to present himself and speak in his music.
If you don't got this watch right here, you a little boy to me. I'll kiss you on your forehead. You a little boy. Sit down. King's home. It's over.
So at this point, the braggadocious antics, both in his music and online, now look more manufactured than anything else, as the tough guy persona completely fell apart. And as his new troll bit, he would basically say, "Nah, nah, nah, boo boo, you can't get me."
We beat the industry. Fuck is y'all talking about? Get me, nigga.
To then a rat like me to come home and still do more numbers than you, I would be mad too.
And truthfully, this guy was never actually any of these gangster things. It's almost like a meme that just went too far. Like, yes, his ego was always massive, but he definitely got wrapped up in that style of music that he was making, and he started to actually live the life, getting affiliated with legitimate crime organizations, and even committing crimes himself. Basically, this guy had morphed into the persona that he was trying to present to the world. And you also have to keep in mind, the guys that he had snitched on had previously kidnapped him.
I'll give you everything. Get in the car. Get in the car. Get in it. That's what I'm doing. Get the
stolen from him, slept with his girlfriend, and it was rumored that they even had plans to kill Tekashi.
So-called his loyalty and everything and no snitching and all of that, I get it, right? But where was the loyalty when you was sleeping with my baby mother? Where was the loyalty when you was caught on the wiretap trying to kill me? Where was the loyalty when you tried to kidnap my mother? Where was the loyalty when you was stealing millions of dollars from me? Where was that?
So it's not like he was exactly ratting on his day one best friends or family here. Either way, most people now perceived him as 6ix9ine, who talked a lot of shit, and then sang like a bird on the stand. And despite the early success of his singles from Gooba to Trolls featuring Nicki Minaj, it was clear that things were not the same from a business perspective, as his album Tattletales was not supported by his record label, and even worse, it was like there was an active effort to make sure he did not get boosted up the charts with this release.
To be honest, since I got out of jail, I feel like I've just been blackballed from a lot of things.
I truly believe that they anticipated this moment. They kind of knew that everyone wanted to see what Tekashi had to say, fresh out of prison, but they also did not like promoting a dude who was found guilty of felonies. And so they gave this album basically no promo.
How do they not want to promote somebody that got felonies and stuff like that? That's pretty much the whole entire rap industry. It's just a whole bunch of dudes with a whole bunch of felonies. But it does show you that the industry controls them. Like, for him to be as popular as he was, and for him to not have the industry's help, shows how much control or how much influence the industry actually has.
They kind of blackballed him, and they went on a very long campaign for a Big Sean album instead that had come out the very same week.
Because it was projected to not be #1 at first, and I wasn't bothered by that.
So it's not just you, the world, like people watching see it like, oh my God, they're blackballing him, right? But the way the industry makes it look is like, Tekashi puts out the album, huge flop.
And when Tekashi realized this album would be a commercial failure, he turned back to his usual trolling antics.
My album, Tattletales.
Now after this, we would not hear from him for quite some time.
I spent what y'all rappers make y'all whole career on bags, and I'm giving them shits away.
Really still trying to keep up with his "I'm winning in your face while you're mad" image. And so for a couple of years, it would honestly be pretty...
That stuff ain't gonna last but for so long. Like, if you ain't got no substance, whatever you got going on as far as trying to convince people that you're the man because you got so much money, it's like Drake or anybody. Like, when you first get money, everybody like, dang, that's what's up. Like, man. But when all you do is talk about how much money you got, I think it makes certain people just get jealous, or it makes people be like, all right, cool, we know you got money. What else you got to offer? Like, what else you got to say that's going to inspire me or something like that? All you talking about is money. Talk about something else.
Pretty smooth sailing for 6ix9ine. Yes, he would get arrested a few times, but mainly for minor things, mostly occurring in other countries. Like I said, he was spending most of his time outside the US, as not only was it probably safer for him, but he also seemed to have steered his entire career and business ventures into the direction of international audiences. This is something many entertainers and even athletes do once their run in America is over, and while he might have had to do this prematurely because of the court case, it's still a very lucrative option that we have seen people use to completely revive their career. I mean, you got that boy Drake Campana going absolutely bonkers over in Mexico. This other rapper I used to know is in fucking China. Now for Tekashi, over time people would notice, and he would even brag about the fact that he no longer needed security with him everywhere he went.
What's good, brody?
Shit, man, we outside, man.
You
Look,
see
ain't no fucking security around either. Pow, yeah, you already know that.
Hey, what's up?
Or more than likely, he could no longer afford to do so. I mean, that shit adds up insanely fast.
Look at the women he be with, bro. What I have noticed is throughout this whole video, look at all the different clips, he's with a different beautiful woman every single time. It's still impressive to me that if you're a man with money, the type of women that you can attract. I'm not saying that he wouldn't, if he didn't have money, he wouldn't be able to attract a beautiful woman. One woman, maybe. But at that level, man, only money attracts that type of, that amount, that quantity of different beautiful women. And it's just so crazy how easy women are when a man has money. Like how they just go towards the man. It's just crazy to me. That's crazy.
For a while there, he was constantly moving homes and having a hard time making money to afford his lavish lifestyle. But obviously it would be made clear that this was a massive mistake to think that he could just walk around by himself so freely, as he would infamously get beat down in the bathroom of an LA Fitness.
Yo, they just jumped 6ix9ine, bro. Yo, homie, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm a fan, bro. Yo, I'm a fan. I'm just saying, bro. I'm a fan, bro. I know, but y'all niggas jumping, nigga. I ain't jumping, bro. I'm just saying.
And to me, the craziest part in all this is that these were the guys to finally touch Tekashi.
Pause.
After so many people said it would be on site if he came to their city, these random low-level Mexican gang members were the ones to get the licks in.
Pause.
And this would definitely be a turning point in his career, as he had long been out of prison after snitching with damn near nothing ever happening to him besides the occasional sucker punch. He would even make a music video about it where he showed his face all fucked up.
2 of them weren't members of the gym. 1 of them was a member of the gym.
Yeah.
So do you think that they went there intentionally to attack you, or was it a crime of opportunity?
A little bit of both.
But I will say, this dude can still pack a concert, especially overseas, and he has headlined quite a few festivals.
That's
So
interesting.
left side, right side, middle, back, Romania, make some noise!
Hey man, he can still pack a crowd like that. That's kind of crazy. His influence is crazy. I mean, look at all those people that's
arrested
there.
for violating his probation for allegedly doing meth and allegedly hitting his girlfriend. Now, shortly after this, it began to be more apparent that Tekashi was having financial issues. Basically, that man Uncle Sam came to collect his money that he owed him. Because not only had his popularity declined a lot since its peak, but the record labels really don't seem to care for him.
That's why you got to make investments when you up. And for some reason, when you up, it always feel like you always going to be up. But you got to be smart enough to understand that a rainy day can possibly happen. And if a rainy day can possibly happen, because that's just how things can be, you should always educate yourself while you up and while you all that money flowing to make the right investments and doing the right things with your money so you could be good. But it's like when you up like that, sometimes people feel like they're just going to stay up.
And the antics no longer garner enough attention to translate to streams. So him still living this high-end lifestyle and spending money to buy actual diamond jewelry and all these cars and other material possessions was a downright stupid thing to do. Failure to pay his taxes led to the IRS raiding his Florida home and seizing quite a few assets from cars to luxury handbags and expensive jewelry. Apparently the guy failed to report his income for the last 4 years, which made me very surprised that it took this long for them to actually do something about that, especially considering the fact that he's constantly flaunting money and wealth online. So now you have the IRS auctioning off his shit, including a diamond encrusted Bruce the Shark pendant, another spinner shark, and other custom jewelry, and various smaller pieces of jewelry from grills to chains and rings. He also had a Lamborghini Urus sell for $175,000 and a 2017 Bentley Continental that sold for $85,000. You can even buy plaques for his songs that he had been awarded from RIAA. Shit, if these stay low enough, I might buy one for the office. That'd be sick. And it's actually still believed that even after these assets are sold off here in around 2 weeks, Tekashi will still owe the government a lot more money, which really makes me think that that was the true reason that he's been so out of the country for years now, and explains why he was working out at LA Fitness, which is only like one step above Planet Fitness. There is simply no reason that this dude should ever think that he can work out around heavy weights in the general public alone.
Guys, it's 6ix9ine. What's he doing here?
But the crazy thing is that Tekashi still does get opportunities, like the record deal that he signs with Cartel Music. Yes, that's really the name. $6 million to record an album with their Mexican artist and to tour the US, Mexico, and Central and South America. He gets $1 million for the album and $250,000 for each stop of the tour. And they even made him put a clause in this deal that said he had to use a portion of this money to pay his IRS debt, with the other clause being that he cannot talk shit online and that he cannot get arrested again. So basically this guy has to go against his true nature. And honestly, to me, he's getting off very lucky here.
And he looks so different with that haircut, bro.
A lot of high-profile people have spent years in prison over tax fraud and tax evasion, and he's actually very fortunate in general to still get this type of opportunity. He was lucky that Trey 9 Bloods did not kill him, he was lucky he was let go 1.5 years early on a pandemic loophole, and he's been even luckier that not much had happened to him after this besides the LA Fitness incident, which he is now suing LA Fitness over, by the way, as Tekashi claims that this was a $1 million ass whooping that he took that day. He basically claims that LA Fitness failed to protect him, stating that he basically should have got preferential treatment because of his celebrity status. members, with his key evidence being that the 2 men who made it all the way back there to the bathroom were not actually members at this gym, and apparently never checked in with the people working there. I believe they were actually let in through a side door that should have been locked by someone who did already have a membership. So we'll see what happens with that. It's not surprising to me at all that Tekashi is going after a corporation lawsuit cash grab, because it really does seem like he owes the government a shitload of money. And of course, I want to know what you guys think about all of this down below. Are you guys still out there bumping Tekashi? I mean, I feel like it's been a really long time since I've heard one of his songs. Do you guys think he would have went on to be one of the biggest artists if all this had not happened? Or do you think he would have kind of faded away like a lot of the rappers from that era? Either way, I do want to thank you guys for watching.
Moral of the story is, while you're up, have the humility to understand that it may last forever, but there's a bigger possibility that it might not last forever. And because that's a possibility, during that time while you're up, that's when you make the right investments, the right savings, you build the right relationships and things like that for the long term. You got to think for the long term. All you got to do is look at history. Just look at all the celebrities before you. There's a very slim chance that people's upwardness, just like while they, you know, their level of success at that level lasts forever. It's a very slim possibility. So if you want to have longevity, you have to diversify. I remember Patrick Bet-David said, you get rich off one thing, you stay rich by diversifying. So while you're up, while you're doing good, make the right investments, the right savings, build the right relationships. So if things, you know, happen to slow down, you got your hand in different pots, or you got money in different pots. You got investments in different areas. He's still doing good because he's overseas doing music and things like that. But man, based on the video, at one point he really wasn't doing good. So you could use other people's what other people go through. You can use that as a lesson, so that you don't have to go through the same. So that you don't have to go through the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.